All right, I am standing down here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with the CEO of Duke Energy, Jim Rogers. He joins us. They're going to ring the bell to celebrate, what, your 50th year as a listed company on the stock exchange. And another milestone, you've given, what, $20 billion back to shareholders over the years.
Yeah, this is a terrific day to celebrate. I mean, think about, over the last 50 years, we've given $20 billion back.
Not adjusted for inflation.
No, that's just nominal dollars back to our investors, but the dividend is a centerpiece of our value proposition.
I got to ask you about nuclear energy. When you first listed here on the New York Stock Exchange, probably not a thought in the then CEO's mind. And now, after Japan, what does the future of nuclear look like for you, for Duke Energy?
Well, we're the third largest generator of electricity from nuclear. Nuclear is clearly key to our future. If you look at it nationwide, 70% of our carbon-free electricity comes from nuclear. If you look at nuclear from the standpoint of how much we produce in this country, we produce twice as much from any other country in the world. I believe the incident in Japan, we will learn a lot, because embedded in our culture...
Quickly, hopefully.
Yeah, quickly. Embedded in our culture is safety and continuous learning. We will learn from the incident in Japan. We will be better for it. And nuclear is really a key to the future. What
percentage, I mean, you get about 25% of the electricity you generate from nuclear right now. 70% comes from coal. Where do you see that split going forward after, say, you close this Progress Energy acquisition? Well, after we close this deal, about 50% of our electricity will come from coal,
25 plus from nuclear, and then more from natural gas and hydro.
Hey, Jim, I want to jump in and maybe switch gears a little bit, because your company and you guys have been one of the folks leading the cause on reducing taxes for repatriated profits from overseas. I get that, and I think you guys are saying specifically that's going to be different this time around in terms of using that money to create jobs, different than what we saw back in 2004. Studies say bringing those repatriated profits back to the United States does not create jobs. Tell me how it's going to be different. Can you commit that if you are able to bring that money back, if Congress commits, that you're going to hire a bunch of workers?
Well, it's important to remember that all U.S. companies have about $1 trillion offshore. If they brought it back and put it to work, it could really help our economy get going and help reduce the unemployment. Our company has $1 billion offshore. My commitment would be is that we have significant renewable projects we could invest in. We could accelerate the modernization of our grid. We could accelerate investments in our generating portfolio to really help us provide electricity to our consumers in the future. So to me, this is a no-brainer for our government to do.
But Jim, let me ask you, forgive me, because last time this happened in 2004, the National Bureau of Economic Research did a study, and they found that no new jobs really were created as a result of this. So would you commit to, what, hiring thousands of workers? I mean, how do you know that it's going to be different this time around? Can you commit to really creating new jobs here?
Well, I think the important point is even if the money came back and companies like ours increased our dividend or did a one-time dividend, 50% of our investors are retail. They would have extra dollars in their pocket, and they could help the consuming part of our economy get going again. Because spending represents 70% of our GDP in this country, and there's been a slowdown there. So I think, and that would generate, the knock-on effect would be creating jobs. But very importantly, we are committed to bringing the money back and investing it in projects that will allow us to hire more people. And I think the government, and specifically Congress, could structure this in a way that they can measure the jobs that are actually created.
Who are you talking to in Washington about this, Jim? Are you talking to people specifically?
We've been talking to a wide range of people on the Hill about the importance of getting this going. Many people say to me, let's wait. Let's wait and do comprehensive tax reform. I'm saying with 9.2% unemployment, first half of the year, GDP growth at 2%, we can't afford to wait. So
you're confident that this would help to add jobs to this economy?
I believe that strongly. And all those who join with me, like Cisco, who have got...
They're cutting 10,000 jobs today.
But at the end of the day, they will be able to have more jobs, grow businesses in the U.S., particularly businesses that export overseas.
Got it. Jim, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on the milestones. Jim Rogers ringing the bell here from Duke Energy on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.